Janet, welcome to the show.
Thanks.
First of all, congratulations on the album, The Velvet Rope.
Thank you.
Rave reviews. I mean, amazing reviews. You must have been delighted.
Yes, I was, but you know, I never read the reviews, whether they're positive or not so great. Renee does though, so he.
Well, Renee must have told you they are great reviews.
No, he did tell me about them. He read one to me, as a matter of fact. But yeah, and I'm pleased with the outcome of the album.
Now, with this album, I mean, like, the pressure keeps going on artists all the time, I guess, you know, to come up with yet another great album. How much pressure, and how much did Janet Jackson have to be involved with this album?
As far as the pressure, there wasn't any for myself. I wouldn't allow myself to, well, I didn't have the time to think about that. I was thinking about other things. I was thinking about all the personal things that was going on in my life, which is what the album is about, right? But I never think about that. Oh, God, you know, what am I going to do next? I think that's the best way to mess up, really, or try to outdo yourself. I just hope that I grow with each and every album and I do what's in my heart, really, and that's basically it. And staying true to myself and hoping that eventually the kids will like it once they hear. But I think it's important to do what I feel in my heart and to please myself and not try to please everyone, because I think that's how you mess up.
The thing that absolutely strikes me, you're a very loyal person, and you work with people. You know, I mean, you can work with anyone in the world, choose anyone else in the world, yet you tend to be very loyal to a lot of people. I mean, your dancers, yourself, the record producers, yourself again, you know. Why?
That's just the way that I like it. It's when I like someone, I stick with that person. It's family. I think more so than anything, maybe you're talking about as well. Not just the dancers, but like sticking with still working with Jimmy.
Yeah.
I mean, there are a lot of producers that are wonderful that I'm sure I will wind up working with in the future. But for right now, I enjoy what we have.
Right.
It's not very often that you find in certain avenues, it's not every day that you can find someone that really clicks well together.
Right.
And once I find that, I like to keep it like that, because it's something special. Like with myself and Jimmy and Renee, with the dancers, working with Nick and Kel and Tina and Sean again. It's not easy to get a group of people together and for them to all get along. And we're like brother and sisters. It's family. And as opposed to, I mean, there's no mess going on, nothing like that. When someone is hurt or disappointed about something, they go straight to the person and share exactly how they feel, and we work through it, and we talk about it, as opposed to, I mean, I've heard stories about fights and this and that, and all types of things going on between people, and that's why I love these kids so much, because we get along so well, and I think there's a magic there when we work together. That's important to me.
And then the tour, and like, you're going to put yourself through another grueling, 12, 18 months of touring? Or?
I don't know how long.
What does Renee say about this?
He keeps just telling me I have to make sure I have enough off days because I work really hard on stage, so that's his main concern, so that I don't run myself down. I really haven't had much time to think about the show. I mean, before I even started this album, I had ideas that I wanted to do for certain songs to make it, you know, different. There's a lot of songs on this album to have ideas with, too. Yeah, there are a lot of songs.
And they're different, you know?
Very different, very eclectic. I have a lot of different ideas, but nothing that's really etched in stone. But the one thing that I have made the set list, the song list for the tour, and the one thing I didn't do, there's certain songs I didn't do in the last show, like Control, Pleasure Principle, certain things come back to me, and kids after the show would ask me why didn't I, and I felt so badly, but there was only so much I felt I could do.
So what are your favourite songs? I mean, you're getting this album promoted.
Okay.
What are your favourite Janet Jackson songs? that you like performing, that you even may like listening to, going back?
Okay, I can't say that I like performing because I haven't really performed it yet, but I know that I will enjoy it, and that's Runaway. There's just certain songs that are fun, because most of the stuff like If, it's very serious, and it gets really hard for us to continue that through the entire show. If, I actually enjoy performing too, but I was so happy it was the first song that I made, the first song in the show. It's one of the hardest numbers to do, to perform. We were so tired after that first number. I mean, as fit as we were, it's just a very difficult number to perform. It really is. So, another favorite song would be, I enjoyed performing This Time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the more theatrical pieces. That's really fun. I enjoyed the medley, the very carnival medley. That was a lot of fun for me too, because we get to act stupid, get to be silly, so it lightens things up a bit.
Renee is a perfectionist, as you are too. Are you a taskmaster? I mean, you've got 8 dancers out here, and here you are, one of the great dancers. I mean, how do they live up to it? I mean, are you the taskmaster that's saying, now come on, this is a grueling show, and it's going to be like every second night or whatever, you know? Because it's very grueling. I mean, it's like going through
an
endurance test.
It really is, and believe you me, I think it's going to be more of it. The older you get, the harder it becomes. It's what everyone says, and we've all been working out. The reason why I went like this is like, oh well, because it's been so hard, my schedule, that I went to Europe in October, and I was only able to work out like 3 times, and my schedule was so difficult, and I hadn't worked out since then until just yesterday. And it was the first time I was able to work out, and it felt so good to work out again. But getting that in shape, our trainer, Doug, he goes with us, he trains all the kids and myself, and he's here with us as well. He's always with us, and everyone just really wants to get in really good shape for the next tour to be able to handle it, because it is really rough, and this show is going to be harder than the last one.
With your record production and that, and looking at, say, being Auntie Janet with, say, someone like 3T, you must be very proud of them.
Yes, I'm really proud of them.
I mean, I can't imagine how they can look at you and say Auntie Janet, but I mean, like, nonetheless, you know. Well, you look as young as they do, you know, so there you go. But, I mean, you must be proud of them.
Yeah.
Great little vocalist.
Well, Taj, she's what, 22, 23, so, well, there's a good difference. 11 years there, 11, 12. But I'm very proud of them. They're doing so well. I'm really, really happy for them. So Nick, Kelly, and myself, we all have... the girls came into the room last night, and we watched the X-Files episode. I'm a big X-Files fan. And so Kelly brought an episode, because Taj was telling me, you got to bring this to Auntie Janet, because I missed it. And so we all went in my room and watched it, and they came in with their 3T pajamas on. And I said, okay, it's Club 3T, so I jumped in the shower after rehearsal, and I had mine on, so...
You've always been so concerned, ever since I really ever met you, concerned about other people, concerned about the world. And you were saying even with Rhythm Nation, I mean, like, where at that stage you'd become... CNN was basically the thing you watched, because you were just taking on all of this, you know? Are you still that involved? Does it still concern you so much that's going on in the world? I mean... Oh,
yes, it does. I don't think it'll ever stop. I really don't. I mean, I still work with a lot of different organizations and things like that. I just don't talk about it much, but I still try to give, not just donate money, but give of my time. Right. More so than anything. And help in any way that I possibly can, and encourage other friends and family members to help as well.
Janet involved, as far as how much did you have to put into this album yourself, you know? I mean, apart from all of you.
All of me, really. Yeah. Everything there is me. Everything. It was a very difficult album to make, just because it's so introspective, it's so personal. That was the hard part. It was very painful. That was the difficult part. Not necessarily saying, okay, how am I going to write this? Things were just flowing out of me. It was very painful to put it down. It's like I couldn't get through a song, even complete a song without crying, and I was too overcome with emotion. I'd have to take a break and come back maybe a few days later and try it again and separate myself from it as if I'm singing about someone else's life, not mine.
Okay, Got It Till It's Gone. Tell us about the making of that, the choice of that.
The single?
Yeah.
The making of it. Some people thought I was kind of crazy to sample Joni Mitchell. They thought there would be no way that she'd say yes, because she never lets anyone sample her stuff. And I told them, well, if she turns me down, I'd like to hear it with my own ears. So I called her and we talked, and I told her what I had done, and I told her I would love to send her a tape and for her to listen to it before giving me an answer. And she did, and she called back and said she absolutely loved it, and she'd be delighted that we use it.
Well, so thanks for the interview. We're about to go to the US charts. I must ask you, I mean, you've won so many awards. I don't know where you put them all. So many, like, multi selling albums, singles, and God knows what. Do you still look at the charts? I mean, does it still excite you, you know?
Are you kidding? Yeah, because I'm very competitive. Yeah. So I definitely look and see what's going on. Both of us, Renee and I both, yeah.
What sort of music do you like at the moment? I mean, is there any particular sorts of music you like at the moment?
Different acts that I listen to that are out right now? I'm enjoying Aaliyah very much. I always enjoy D'Angelo. Who else? Genuine. Busta Rhymes knew it. That song, and I think he's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Listening to a lot of him.
Right.
And the Benjamins single, I love that. All About the Benjamins, that's real fun.
Bone Thugs and Harmony, do you like them?
Yes, I like Bone Thugs and Harmony. Yeah, their last album I really enjoyed. I haven't listened to the new one though.
What about British pop? I mean, do you like that? I mean, like the Spice Girls?
You know what, I heard a rumor, it was so weird that this big rumor was going around that I wanted to do a song with the Spice Girls. And you know, I didn't know who they were, I'd never heard of them before. And I finally saw their video and I said, okay, this is the Spice Girls, I gotta see the video. Unfortunately, I don't have their album, but I have heard some of their songs, and the melodies are very nice.
And finally, I must ask you this, I mean, like Michael,
my brother?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Michael, every time I go to a disco or whatever it may be, you can just put on Michael Jackson tracks from way back, and it just fills the dance floor. You know?
Yes. Still to this day, I mean, just like Don't Stop. And we were just in France, and they were playing it, and everyone started screaming, and we all just rushed the floor.
So my question is, I mean, I know you've recorded with Michael. Would there ever be a day that you and Michael would maybe do a mini tour together, that would actually see Janet and Michael together?
You know, I don't know. I really don't know. We've never talked about it. I mean, it's possible. Who knows?
See, I wasn't going to ask any more questions. We better go to the US chart.
How you look tonight. Back to you, Molly.
All right, there it is. Thank you very much, Nick. There it is, the US charts for this week. Bone Thugs and Harmony. I am quite amazed with this band because, like, the first time I had to interview them, I was so nervous, thinking, oh, these guys, you know.
Are they nice guys?
They are excellent guys. And, I mean, they come from, you know, like...
rough backgrounds.
Really rough backgrounds, you know. But, I mean, as I said, you're used to that when you met, you know, certainly when you did Poetic Justice. And, I mean, it's so hard for people at times to sort of break out into anything, you know. And I feel it with them, and I'm so proud of them because they really are really nice guys. And they have proved a point, you know.
I think rap it's wonderful because it is helping a lot of kids come off the streets and do something very positive. It's like giving them another way out. And to see other artists, rap artists succeed, it's just giving those that are back there a lot of hope and a lot of aspirations, you know, dreams. And I think it's absolutely wonderful to see them succeed.
Well, the most wonderful thing about you is you are one of the great singers, and this single is simply called If I Could Teach the World to Sing.